If Marcus Aurelius, an emperor surrounded by war and betrayal, could sleep peacefully at night, what's your excuse? Let's dive into 20 Stoic tactics that'll make you immune to toxic people and unbeatable in the face of chaos.
Mastering Stoicism. 20 timeless strategies to deflect toxicity and cultivate unshakable inner peace. 2,000 years ago, in the echoing marble halls of Rome and the dusty classrooms of Athens, a group of ancient thinkers began a quiet revolution. A revolution not of politics or empire, but of the soul. On their battlefield was not the land, but the mind. And their greatest weapon? Philosophy. Among them stood Marcus Aurelius, an emperor who wrote nightly reminders to himself about patience, humility, and staying grounded as war and betrayal swirled around him. Seneca, a wealthy Roman statesman, faced exile, conspiracies, and a command to take his own life. And yet he departed the world with words of grace and clarity. Epictetus, once enslaved and crippled, taught students with nothing but his voice and his presence, proving that no chains could touch a free mind. Today we do not face Roman legions or exile to distant islands, but we face something just as insidious: modern toxicity. A boss who plays favorites, a partner who weaponizes silence, a friend who drains your joy, gaslights your reality, or competes with your peace. The world has changed. The human heart has not. In this masterclass, we will not chase shallow advice. We will not trade in platitudes or pseudo-strength. Instead, we will delve deeply into the heart of Stoic philosophy and extract 20 powerful principles, strategies forged in the crucible of suffering and sharpened across centuries of reflection. Each strategy is not just a lesson, it is a mirror, a call to live deliberately, to master your inner world, and to reclaim your energy from every toxic entanglement. This is not about outsmarting others. This is about never being thrown off center again. Welcome to the art of unshakable living. Let us begin. Section 1. The Stoic's Shield. Awareness and Perception. 1. The Observer's Mindset. Epictetus's Lens. Imagine a heated conversation. Someone criticizes your work, raises their voice, and tries to bait you into defending yourself. The untrained mind takes it personally. It lashes out. It escalates. The Stoic pauses, watches, breathes. Epictetus taught that it is not events themselves that disturb us, but our judgments about them. So, in the moment, the Stoic asks, is this person stating a fact or just an opinion? Is this about me or about them? This mindset is powerful. It transforms you from a participant to an observer. You stop being a puppet to external drama and become the master of your inner world. Practice. Next time someone insults you or tries to provoke you, silently ask, is this fact or opinion? You'll often find it's just noise, and noise only affects you if you lean in to listen. 2. The 3 filters of Socrates, pre-engagement check. Socrates, though not technically a Stoic, gave us a tool that aligns perfectly with Stoic thinking, the triple filter test. Before you speak, ask yourself, is it true? Is it necessary? Is it kind? Now apply that to toxic communication. Before you respond to a jab, a criticism, or a manipulation, ask, is their statement even true? Even if it is it necessary to engage? Even if it's necessary, can I respond with kindness and composure? This filter creates space. Space for better choices. Space to preserve your dignity. Real-life example. When someone says, you never support me, Instead of replying in frustration, run it through the filter. Is it true? Not completely. Is it necessary to defend yourself? Maybe not. Is there a kind way to clarify? Always. 3. Emotional triage, Stoic prioritization. Triage is used in medicine to assess which injuries need urgent care and which can wait. The Stoics had an emotional version of this. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Ask yourself, does this deserve my outrage?" We waste emotional energy fighting battles that don't matter. A rude comment, a passive-aggressive tone, a glance. What if, instead of reacting to everything, you assessed everything? Ask, will this matter in 10 days? 10 months? Is this my fight, or just my ego wanting to fight? This mindset saves your energy, and energy is your most precious currency. 4. The labeling technique, cognitive diffusion. When someone lashes out at you, it's tempting to get sucked into the emotional vortex. But what if you could pause and name the tactic? Ah, this is guilt-tripping. This is classic blame-shifting. Here comes the passive aggression. Labeling gives you distance. It activates the prefrontal cortex, the rational part of your brain. Modern psychologists call this cognitive diffusion. The Stoics practiced it intuitively. Marcus Aurelius would observe cruelty and say, "This is a soul in pain," not to excuse it, but to detach from it. 5th, premeditatio malorum, negative visualization. Before battle, Roman soldiers would rehearse worst-case scenarios. The Stoics adopted this mentally. Every morning, visualize the challenges that may come. An unfair comment from your boss, a family member pressing your buttons, a social media troll, then rehearse your response. Not the words, but the demeanor. Calm, grounded, unmoved. This doesn't make you cynical, it makes you unshakable. When adversity comes, you're not shocked, you're ready. Section 2. The Stoics' sword, boundaries, discipline, and response. 6. Don't argue to win, Seneca's restraint. Seneca, one of Stoicism's most eloquent voices, taught that the wise man does not engage in pointless arguments. Why? Because in most arguments, especially with toxic people, you're not debating facts. You're defending your ego. Toxic people don't want understanding. They want power. And they'll twist your words, escalate conflict, and make you doubt yourself. Seneca knew this. He said, "It is better to conquer grief than to deceive it." Apply this to conflict. It is better to conquer your impulse to argue than to deceive yourself into thinking you've won. Practice. When confronted, try this. Lower your voice. Pause. Say, "You might be right," and walk away, not in defeat, but in mastery. 7. Focus on duty, not drama. Epictetus's role, ethics. Epictetus believed you were born to play a role, parent, friend, leader, learner. And your job? To perform it with excellence, regardless of who's watching or how others behave. Toxic people try to bait you into drama, into being someone else, into dropping your standards. The Stoic response: stay in your role, stay in your lane. You don't have to mirror their behavior, you just have to fulfill your duty. Ask, what does my role require right now? What would the best version of me do in this moment? Then do that. Not for them, for you. 8. Use their behavior as practice. Marcus Aurelius's gym of life. Marcus Aurelius believed that every obstacle was an opportunity to practice virtue. He didn't say, avoid adversity. He said, use it. Toxic people are tests, not of your worth, but of your growth. If someone lies to you, that's your chance to practice truth. If someone disrespects you, that's your moment to practice dignity. If someone tries to control you, that's your cue to reclaim your boundaries. Practice. Write down the people who test you most. Now, next to each name, write the virtue you're practicing when you face them. Patience, courage, self-control, forgiveness. Make them your trainers. 9. Don't let their poison become yours. Epictetus on self-possession. Epictetus said, if someone succeeds in provoking you, realize that your mind is complicit. It's a radical idea. The world doesn't make you angry. You participate in anger. When a toxic person manipulates you, disrespects you, or mocks you, it feels like they've entered your mind. But they haven't. You've handed them the keys. The Stoic knows their poison stays outside. You don't ingest it. You don't spread it. You don't let it shape who you are. Your peace is not reactive. It's proactive. Practice. Picture yourself like a mountain. Winds may howl around you, but they do not move you. 10. Maintain the inner citadel, Marcus's fortress of the soul. Marcus Aurelius often spoke of an inner citadel, a mental fortress untouched by chaos. It is the place where your values live, where insults can't enter, where manipulation dies in silence. The toxic world is loud, but the Stoic's strength lies in this silence within. Build it daily, through stillness, through journaling, through mental rehearsal, through detachment. Visualize this, a city under siege, but deep in its heart is a temple, quiet, intact, untouched. That's you. Section 3. The Stoic's Compass. Self-reflection, emotional mastery, and reclamation of power. 11. Forgive without reattaching. Seneca on graceful distance. Forgiveness doesn't mean returning to the fire that burned you. Seneca taught that true forgiveness flows from understanding, not obligation. To forgive doesn't mean to forget or to resume what was. It means you no longer carry the weight of someone else's flaws on your back. Toxic people often weaponize guilt. They make you feel cruel for pulling away, even when your soul needs space. But you are not cruel for choosing peace. You are wise. Practice. Say this to yourself. I forgive you for not being who I needed, but I will no longer negotiate my well-being. Let go of their energy without reopening the door. 12. Reflect before reacting. The power of the pause. All Stoic mastery begins here. Between the event and your reaction, there is a space. That space is your power. Epictetus reminded students, it is not events that disturb us, but our interpretation of them. So, before you speak, post, defend, or explode, pause, ask, is this my highest self speaking? Am I responding or simply reacting? Most regretted words are born in haste. Most growth happens in stillness. The Stoic pause is not avoidance. It's a declaration. I am not controlled by impulse. Practice. Next time you feel triggered, breathe. Write. Wait 24 hours. That simple pause will reshape your entire life. 13. Choose who you become. Marcus on identity through action. This is the foundation beneath it all. Toxic people test you, but they don't define you. You are not what happens to you. You are who you decide to become through it. Marcus Aurelius asked himself daily, what is in my control? What kind of person do I wish to be today? Choose wisely. When someone betrays you, will you become bitter or better? When someone disrespects you, will you shrink or stand calmly in your worth? The Stoic doesn't act out of revenge. He acts in alignment with his values. Practice. Each morning ask, what virtue will I practice today? Then carry it with you like armor. Section 4. The Stoic's flame, sustained peace, detachment, and inner leadership. 14. Detach without bitterness, the art of graceful distance. There's a difference between walking away and carrying the weight of someone with you after they're gone. Detachment in Stoicism doesn't mean coldness. It means non-attachment to drama, to validation, to toxicity. The Stoic detaches not because they don't care, but because they refuse to be consumed. Marcus Aurelius never begged the world to be kind. He simply chose not to surrender his peace to it. Practice. Create silent rituals of release. Write a letter you don't send. Light a candle and let it burn with intention. Tell yourself, I release the need to be understood by those committed to misunderstanding me. Walk away with no resentment, only wisdom. 15. Burn the scripts you were given. Identity reclamation. Many toxic dynamics are fueled by unconscious roles we keep playing. The fixer, the peacekeeper, the savior, the one who always apologizes. The Stoics urge us to question, who told you that was your job? Epictetus would say, you were not born to live by someone else's script. Practice. Ask, is this a pattern or a conscious choice? Do I need to keep performing this role? Then burn the script. Write your own. You don't owe your younger self continued suffering just because you're used to it. 16. Practice joy as resistance. Marcus on beauty in adversity. Joy is not a luxury. In a toxic world, it's a revolutionary act. Marcus Aurelius wrote often of finding beauty in nature, in service, in simple moments, even during war and betrayal. Why? Because joy is an anchor, a rebellion, a reminder that no matter how others behave, you still control what you notice. Practice. In the middle of tension, ask, what small thing is beautiful right now? What is still within my power to enjoy? A breeze, a good meal, a moment of silence. These aren't distractions. They are reminders of the world beyond drama. 17th. Seek philosophy, not pity toxic people. Feed off pity. They want your energy, your sympathy, your emotional labor. But the Stoic offers compassion without codependence. They help where they can, but not at the expense of their own sanity. Seneca would say, be helpful, but not consumed. Practice. When you feel pulled into someone's chaos, ask, is this help or self-erasure? Am I solving or sacrificing? Let your heart be open, but your boundaries firm. 14. Remain a student, Socratic humility. The wise man never stops learning, especially from discomfort. Even the hardest people teach us something. How not to treat others. What triggers still live inside us. Where our boundaries were too flexible. The Stoic never says, why is this happening to me? They ask, what is this teaching me? Practice. At the end of each day, journal. What challenge did I face, and what did I learn about myself? Turn every wound into wisdom. 19. Elevate the room. Unshakable presence. Stoics don't just deflect toxicity. They transform the space they enter. They bring calm to chaos, clarity to confusion, stillness to noise. When others are shouting, the Stoic speaks with purpose. When others gossip, the Stoic listens or leaves. Practice. Walk into your next room with this thought: I am the grounded one here. Let others feel your presence, not because it's loud, but because it's steady. 20. Leave a legacy of equanimity. Seneca wrote, "As is a tale, so is life. Not how long it is, but how good it is what matters." The people around you will remember how you responded to stress, to injustice, to pain. Leave behind not the memory of a person who snapped, but one who stood tall, breathed deeply, and chose clarity every time. Practice. Imagine your character as a living will. What are you teaching others through your responses today? Live as if every moment is a page in your philosophical autobiography. Conclusion: the invincible mind. You've now walked through the Stoics' shield, sword, compass, and flame. Not abstract theory, but actionable disciplines. Not suppression, but sovereignty. You are now equipped to set boundaries with grace, reflect before reacting, protect your peace without apology, respond to chaos with presence. Toxic people exist. They always will. But now you are no longer ruled by them. You are ruled by your virtue, by your values, by your choices. So when the world tries to pull you into its noise, remember, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Marcus Aurelius. Until next time, stand firm, speak little, live deliberately.